got out that it was me proposing that 15,000. It was not me, and I told the public I would let them know. I hope that gets in the paper. Kind of a bad slack on me proposing such a thing. I didn't do that. I think a mayor, and I'm not saying every mayor's going to be as active as I have been, but it's a job, or it's a responsibility, not a job. And whatever the pay is, I don't think it could be summed up in a certain amount. There's so many things you need to do, people need to do. So I just want to make that perfectly clear. And as I go out there and talk to people, and I said, what would you, if you were mayor, what do you think fair? And I've heard, one of the answers I've heard a lot was 1,000 a month. But it's in consideration, whatever you guys decide to do for the mayor. I just want to let everybody know, so I don't hear it again. So we have no motion? Okay. That item's dead. We'll go to item 5. Motion to receive, file, consider, and pass for the second time the ordinance repealing and amending the Code of Ordinances of the City of Independence, Iowa by amending provisions pertaining to Chapter 17, City Council Section 1706, compensation. Nobody wants to do that either? Okay. We have another dead issue. We're going to resolutions. Item 6, motion to adopt a resolution approving the lease agreement between Buchanan County and the City of Independence.
In your packet in there, you'll see we've got a lease agreement with the county. It's a 3-year lease agreement. Many of the provisions are essentially the same as what they have been in the past. The annual rate has increased, as we had all assumed and knew it would. So we're looking at a first year amount of $49,560, and then the next year goes to $51,046, and then $52,578. We do have the ability to, depending on how we proceed here in the next, in the future, if we find another place to lease or do something different, we do have the ability to cancel the lease agreement, and I think we pay a 2-month penalty on that. I think that's what we finalized, but other than that, everything else is the same, so I guess I'd recommend that we consider approval.
I'll make a motion.
I have a motion by Hill, second?
Second.
Second by Davis. Roll call, please.
Vaughn,
Yes.
Davis,
Yes.
Holland,
Yes.
Hill,
Yes.
Hermson,
Yes.
Schweitzer.
Yes.
Motion carries.
Hey, one thing we should point out here, I think in some fairness to the county, we didn't pay for utilities in our first agreement, so part of this is now we're picking up some of that cost,
That's true.
so.
That's a good point.
All right, item 7, motion to adopt a resolution approving the agreement for use of local agency roads as detours between the Iowa Department of Transportation and the City of Independence to allow the IDOT to reconstruct CC railroad grade crossing on Highway 150 in Independence.
Yeah, we found out last week basically that we knew that the DOT and the railroad were working towards replacement of the 5th Avenue Highway 150 railroad crossing. We just didn't know it'd be happening as soon as what they had, as what they're proposing. They're actually gonna be looking to replace that crossing on June 3rd. And they mentioned here from June 3rd to June 7th would be the dates that they need to have a bypass. And what they're looking at is the same detour route that's been used at 2 other times when they've been working on the railway. And that's for any traffic coming up 150 that comes to the main intersection here at 3rd and 1st. Would travel west down 1st Street, take a right on 2nd Avenue or Chatham, head north all the way down across the tracks, and then turn east on 12th to get back to Highway 150. And so that's what they're requesting a good point, that's, yeah. Wouldn't think that the rain is going to affect this project a whole lot as far as where that rail is and how that's set up. There's, plenty of drainage up there, so I don't foresee the rain being a big issue, but it's hard to say.
Well, I'll make a motion that we approve the resolution.
Motion by Holland,
Second.
second by Switzer. Roll call, please.
Davis.
Yes.
Holland.
Yes.
Hill.
Yes.
Hermson.
Yes.
Schweitzer.
Yes.
Vaughn.
Yes.
And it was also a good, a positive out of this thing too in relationship to the little project that we have working down the road too, and that crossing,
Right.
pedestrian crossing there.
Yeah, and we're gonna talk about that a little bit on number 13. But,
Okay.
yeah.
Never.
Okay, let's go to item 8. Motion to adopt a resolution approving the supplemental agreement between the Iowa Department of Transportation and the City of Independence for maintenance and primary roads and municipalities.
And this is just our agreement with the DOT for us to, we do snow removal and pothole patching and minor maintenance on Highway 150 through town. And this is the DOT, they reimburse us an amount each year for doing those, doing that work. So it's about, $3,633.
Has the work that they've been doing, like on 150 on the north end and the south end, has that been state doing that work? Have they paid that themselves?
Yes, yeah, all those patches and cutouts that you see along 150, that's all the state coming in and cutting out and doing those replacements.
We might want to mention at this time, because I've had, when they subcontracted that patch, and I wasn't to deal with them themselves. Well, I noticed our intersection down here didn't get fixed, and we've heard over and over again, I don't know how many times Steve and I have been told, yep. Well, they marked it and everything, it did not get done at this time, and I'm gonna have Steve kind of explain what we did talk to the DOT people, and so you wanna reiterate on that, Steve?
Yeah, so we, with that, I contacted the DOT and said, we noticed that you had markings out there, but everybody seems to be gone, the work wasn't done. Well, we met with DOT representatives, and at the same time, they were giving us this request for bypass. They had mentioned that they realized that patching in that main intersection area down there wasn't going to do any good. So we reviewed and discussed the area there for a while, and they are going to look at doing a asphalt tear off and patch of the southern portion of that intersection to be a little bit more comprehensive than what they were originally looking at. But then we also discussed the possibility of a long-term solution, and we're gonna be meeting again with the DOT here in the near future to start that process, which may include up to a tear out and replacement from that intersection east up to the Fifth Avenue intersection up here by Quickstar with replacement with concrete. And that project has a potential of, they mentioned if it would be a city project, there's a possibility that the state would fund the project. And I said we would be very interested in that, so we're hoping that good things come from that, and maybe in the next year or two, we can be looking at complete replacement of this stretch in through here, so hopefully that keeps moving forward.
I've heard of rumble strips, but 2 blocks.